All right, today we're diving into something that sounds a little bit like science fiction. We're talking about hacking your own brain and body, and not with some fancy new tech, but with things you already have, sound and your own thoughts.
So let's just jump right in with a pretty wild question. Can a specific sound, a certain frequency, actually change the hormones in your body? I mean, a real, measurable, biological shift just from listening to a piece of music. Think about that for a second. And okay, how about this one? Could you actually get better at a physical skill, say shooting a basketball, without ever picking up the ball? No practice, no drills, just thinking about it. Pure visualization. Is that even possible? Look, I get it. Both of those things sound like they're straight out of a movie, right? But the thing is, there's some really compelling evidence out there. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna investigate and separate the science from the hype. Okay, first up, the science of sound. We're gonna zero in on one particular frequency that gets a lot of attention, 528 hertz. Some people even call it a healing frequency. So can it really do something special?
So before we dive into the results of the study, we need to know what the scientists were actually measuring. First up is cortisol. You've probably heard of it. It's often called the stress hormone. It's basically your body's alarm system. When you feel stressed out or anxious, your cortisol levels go up. And then on the flip side, they measured oxytocin. This one is kind of the opposite. It's sometimes known as the love hormone. It's all about bonding, trust, and feeling calm. So more oxytocin generally means less anxiety.
Okay, so here's how the experiment worked. It was actually pretty straightforward. Scientists in Japan had a group of people listen to music at that 528 hertz frequency for just 5 minutes. Then, on a completely different day, the same group listened to standard music, the kind you hear everywhere, tuned to 440 hertz. And for both sessions, they took saliva samples before and after to measure those hormone levels we just talked about.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Check out these results for cortisol. After only 5 minutes of listening to the 528 hertz music, people's stress hormone levels dropped. And not just a little, they dropped significantly. But when they listened to the standard 440 hertz music, nothing, no real change at all. But wait, there's more. Look what happened with oxytocin, the love hormone. That same 528 hertz music caused a big jump in it. I mean, the difference is pretty clear. And again, the standard music didn't really do anything. So this is huge. It suggests that a specific sound frequency can trigger a real positive change in your body's chemistry. And it wasn't just what the lab tests showed. The people in the study actually felt it. They reported feeling way less tense and anxious after listening to the 528 hertz music. So the hard data and how they felt, they matched up perfectly. All right, so that's what an external influence, sound, can do. But what about the power we have inside our own heads? Let's switch gears and talk about rewiring our brains with nothing but our own minds. We're talking about the power of visualization. So the whole idea behind visualization rests on this one kind of bizarre fact about our brains. Your brain has a really hard time telling the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that's actually happening. When you mentally rehearse an action, the same parts of your brain light up as if you were really doing it. It's like your brain gets to practice without your body even moving. And that brings us to this classic basketball study from back in the 80s. It's super simple. Researchers split people into 3 groups. Group 1, they actually went out and practiced shooting free throws every single day. Group 2, they never touched a ball. They only visualized themselves making perfect shots over and over. And Group 3 was the control group. They did absolutely nothing. All right, so before I show you what happened, what do you think? Obviously, the group that physically practiced got better. But who came in second? The people who just thought about it or the people who did nothing? Take a guess. Okay, get ready for this because the result is pretty wild. The visualization group improved almost as much as the group that actually practiced every day. No joke. The people who just sat there and thought about it got nearly the same results as the people who were physically training. And the control group, well, they went nowhere, as you'd expect. This was a game changer. It showed just how powerful the mind is. But you know, this isn't just some quirky thing that happens in a lab. The absolute best in the world, from Olympians to CEOs, they use this stuff. Let's look at how it plays out in the real world. I mean, look at Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian ever. He was famous for this. He would visualize every single race. But here's the key.
He didn't just picture himself winning, he visualized things going wrong. He'd imagine his goggles filling up with water, which actually happened to him in an Olympic final, but because he had already mentally rehearsed that exact scenario, he didn't panic, he just kept swimming and still won the gold.
And it's not just athletes. Steve Jobs was known for visualizing how people would feel using an Apple product long before it was even built. NASA astronauts spend countless hours mentally rehearsing missions, thinking through every possible emergency. Top CEOs do it to prep for huge, high-stakes presentations. This is a tool for elite performers, period. So let's be clear, this isn't just, wishful thinking or magic. It's a focused, deliberate technique. It's mental practice. You're literally building and strengthening the pathways in your brain for success, so that when the time comes, your mind is already trained and ready to go. Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do you actually do it? How can you make this work for you? Let's break it down into a simple toolkit you can start using right now. There are really 3 big keys to doing this effectively. First is clarity. You have to make the image in your head as real as possible. Don't just see it, feel it. What are the sounds, the colors, the sensations? Second is emotion. This is huge. You have to attach a feeling to that image, that feeling of pride or confidence or pure joy. That's what really anchors it in your brain. And third, repetition. Just like any other skill, you have to practice. The more you do it, the stronger that mental muscle gets. So when you put it all together, from the way sound can change your hormones to how your thoughts can build real-world skills, it's pretty clear. These aren't magic tricks. They're just tools. Tools that are backed by solid science, designed to get your mind and your body perfectly aligned for success. So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you know about these tools that the best of the best use to shape their own reality, what reality will you start building for yourself?